Since we never know when we might need our escape and evasion tools, it's important to have them on our person every day. But transferring these tools from concealed positions every time you change your clothes is a routine that most people won't maintain. So we need to place our tools inside items that are least commonly changed: jackets, belts, wallets, watches, shoes, cell phones, and so on, rather than shirts, pants, and hopefully underwear. Concealing a handcuff key on your wrist can be very helpful when you are cuffed to a fixed point, especially one that is above your belt line. Since I wear a cheap Casio with a rubberized band, I can use some shrink tube to conceal a key. Cut the tube to length and slowly sculpt the tube into the width of the watch band. Heat one of the flat sides so that it lies flush with the band, while leaving a pocket on the other side. Use a small flathead screwdriver to remove the pin on the buckle side of the strap. Place your sheath with the pocket side towards the inside of the band and insert the key. Then install the band. This won't hold up to close inspection, but probably won't be noticed when you are initially restrained, especially if you resist. You can also use heat shrink tubing to make a key hide on your jacket zipper. Just tie a synthetic handcuff key to a loop of Kevlar cordage. Heat one end of the shrink tube while leaving the other end unaltered. Insert the Kevlar loop through the tube and cut the tube to the desired length. You can deploy this tool when cuffed from the front or the rear. Wallets are a great place to store flat gear, including this Sparrow's Chaos card, a DIY hall pass which you can make from old gift cards, and a basic door shim which you can make from soda bottle plastic. The hall pass is used to bypass inward opening doors, and the shim bypasses outward opening doors. The Chaos card contains a number of less subtle tools that, while less effective than their conventional counterparts, can still be useful. It contains a hook, a Bogota, a tension wrench, a double-sided comb pick, an automotive jiggler, which I never find very useful, a smaller wafer jiggler, and a machine-punched half handcuff key, which works fine with handcuffs that have larger keyways, like the one on this Smith & Wesson 100. Full-sized handcuff keys can often be placed on a personal keyring without being noticed. If you're able to retain your phone either because you were never initially captured or because your attackers were sloppy, its case can hide valuable tools. You can conceal flat picks like these Bogota flats, but you can also add a decoder and cash inside a quality phone case. I've never owned an expensive money belt, but I have tried a couple of inexpensive models. I first tried a belt from a startup called Wazoo. This belt uses Velcro to retain items inside the belt, which I found to be far too noisy for practical use. Then I tried a belt from a company called Zero Grid. It uses a much quieter zipper to access the interior of the belt, but it came with a flimsy plastic belt buckle. So I placed the Wazoo belt buckle on the Zero Grid belt, and I've been very pleased with the results. You can also add Kevlar laces to your shoes to escape from zip cuffs or heavy-duty zip ties when restrained from the front or the rear. However, many styles of shoes don't accommodate shoestrings with sufficient length to make a friction saw. Instead, you can store Kevlar cordage inside the tongue of many dress shoes. Just remember to secure the hole with thin string, which can be broken by your finger when the cordage is needed. The same cordage can be tucked around the edges of a shoe's insert when the insert has been glued in place by the manufacturer. Remember that the more you layer your tools, the more likely you are to access these tools regardless of the position in which you've been restrained. But this strategy can also increase the chance of an attacker finding one of these tools during a quick pat-down, making him more suspicious and costing you the element of surprise.